Welcome back, listeners. We're kicking off today's deep dive and get ready to level up your home ownership game because we're tackling home equity.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about how to seriously grow your home's value.
Exactly. And we've got an awesome roadmap for this, straight from real estate expert Sean Carter.
You mean his article, 10 Proven Ways to Build Equity in Your Home?
That's the one. It's packed with practical advice.
Totally.
It's amazing how many things can actually impact your home's equity. You know, even something as simple as curb appeal.
Oh, for sure.
But before we jump ahead to curb appeal, let's rewind to the beginning, shall we? Let's talk about the down payment.
The cornerstone of homeownership.
Right, so Sean Carter, he really hammers home this idea that a bigger down payment sets you up for faster equity growth. And it's not just about owning like a bigger chunk of your house.
Right. It's a little more nuanced than that.
Okay, so break it down for us. What's the real deal with a larger down payment?
Well, think about your loan-to-value ratio, right? The more you put down up front, that ratio shrinks, which tells lenders, hey, this borrower is less risky.
Okay, so less risk equals...
Better interest rates.
Okay.
And lower interest rates mean you pay less over the life of the loan, which is a huge win for your wallet.
Totally. And I guess since you're borrowing less overall...
Your principal balance is smaller from the get-go.
So a bigger chunk of each payment chips away at the principal.
Exactly. And that means you're building equity faster.
Got it. So we've got that solid foundation with a healthy down payment. What's next on our equity building journey?
Let's talk about turbocharging that equity growth, shall we? Accelerated payments.
Okay, I've heard about this, but honestly, I always thought those extra payments would just, like, crush my budget. Is it really worth it?
It's all about finding that sweet spot, a balance that works for you.
Right.
Even small extra payments can make a surprisingly big difference over time.
So it's like the tortoise and the hare, slow and steady wins the race.
Exactly. You're steadily chipping away at that principal, reducing the total interest you pay, and ultimately owning your home sooner.
Okay, now you've got me thinking. What about refinancing to a shorter loan term? Like switching from a 30-year to a 15-year mortgage. Does that factor in here?
Definitely. It's a power move.
Okay.
Refinancing to a shorter term, it can really slash the amount of interest you pay and help you build equity faster.
But higher monthly payments, right?
Yeah, but think about it. You could be mortgage-free years earlier.
Years earlier. Wow, that's tempting, but I'm sure there's some downsides too.
Of course. Gotta weigh those pros and cons. A shorter loan term might not be doable for everyone's budget.
Right.
And don't forget those pesky closing costs that come with refinancing.
Right.
It's all about crunching the numbers and seeing if it truly makes sense for your specific situation.
So no one-size-fits-all solution here, huh? It's about figuring out what works for your financial goals.
Exactly. Now, moving beyond managing the mortgage, let's talk about another big player in the equity game, appreciation.
Yes. Appreciation. I know it's got something to do with the market and property improvements, but can you break it down for us?
Sure. Appreciation, it's basically your home's value going up over time. A strong real estate market that can really drive up prices, making your property worth more.
Makes sense.
And a hot location, that's a huge factor too. But here's where it gets interesting. You can actually force appreciation.
Wait, what? Force it.
You heard right. This is where Sean Carter's advice about monitoring the market and making strategic upgrades comes into play.
Right. So it's not just sitting back and hoping for the best. We can actually do things to boost our equity.
Absolutely. It's about being proactive, understanding what buyers are looking for, and investing in those upgrades that will attract them.
So you're saying don't just wait for the market to do its thing, make it work for you.
Exactly. Now, remember we talked about refinancing earlier. Sean Carter, he issues a warning about using it for non-essential expenses.
Oh, that's interesting. What's the danger there?
Well, refinancing, it should always be a strategic move. You need a clear purpose, a solid reason. Consolidating high-interest debt, funding a major renovation, maybe snagging a lower interest rate that saves you money in the long run, those are good reasons.
Okay, so those are good. What's a bad reason?
Let's say taking a lavish vacation.
Yeah, okay.
It's tempting to see refinancing as like a quick cash grab, right? But if you're not careful, you could end up with a bigger loan balance, higher monthly payments, and you might actually sabotage your long-term equity building goals.
Like you're taking one step forward and two steps back.
Exactly. Keep your eye on the prize. Don't let those tempting short-term wants derail your long-term financial success.
Makes total sense. Now, let's talk about a win-win scenario, energy-efficient upgrades.
Oh, I love those.
Right. Sean Carter points out that these upgrades can actually save you money on utilities. A and D add real value to your home.
It's the best of both worlds.
Totally. What kind of upgrades are we talking about here?
Think solar panels. They're getting more and more popular, and they can seriously slash your electricity bills. Or how about upgraded insulation? Keeps your house comfy and energy efficient. And let's not forget energy efficient appliances. Buyers these days, they're looking for these features and they're willing to pay a premium for them.
Okay, so you're saving money, attracting buyers, A&D increasing your home's value. Triple win.
That's the magic. And there are so many examples in Sean Carter's article. It's all about being proactive and making those smart choices when it comes to upgrades.
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing a theme here, taking control and making things happen instead of just waiting around.
Now, let's move on to something that often gets overlooked, but it can make a huge impact on a buyer's first impression.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What is it?
Curb appeal.
Oh, curb appeal. Okay, why is that so important?
Think of it like staging your home's online dating profile picture.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, maybe not exactly, but you get the idea. It's that first impression, right? When potential buyers pull up to your house, what do they see? A well-maintained exterior, a nice lawn, fresh paint, inviting landscaping that creates a positive vibe. And that vibe can translate into higher offers.
Oh, I get it. It's like putting your best foot forward, but for your house.
Exactly. Curb appeal sets the stage for the entire viewing experience.
Okay, I'm sold. Curb appeal is officially on my to-do list. Now let's get a little more creative. Sean Carter talks about exploring rental income potential to boost equity, like renting out a part of your house.
Yeah. If you've got extra space, a basement apartment, a mother-in-law suite, even a detached garage that you can convert, renting it out can be a game changer.
That's always intrigued me, but it seemed like a lot of work. How does that actually help build equity?
Think of it this way, that rental income becomes a steady stream of cash flow that you can use to pay down your mortgage.
Oh, okay.
Or even fund those awesome home improvements we talked about.
So it's like your tenant is helping you build equity.
It's like having a secret weapon. Now, what else should we have on our radar when it comes to building equity? Let's not forget about property taxes.
Oh, right. Property taxes. They can really take a bite out of your budget.
Exactly. And if you're not careful, they can slow down your equity building progress. Property taxes are based on your home's assessed value, and sometimes those assessments, well, they're not always accurate.
I've definitely experienced that firsthand.
It happens. Sean Carter really emphasizes the importance of checking your property tax assessments carefully. You have the right to challenge an inaccurate assessment.
Really?
Absolutely. And if you win that challenge, you could end up paying lower property taxes, which frees up more money for other equity building strategies.
Okay, so it's about being proactive and understanding our rights as homeowners.
You got it. You wouldn't let someone overcharge you at the grocery store, would you? Property taxes, it's the same principle.
No.
Do your homework, gather evidence if you need to, and don't be afraid to appeal if you think something's off.
I love that. It's about taking control and making sure our hard-earned money is being used wisely. We've covered so much ground here, from down payments to curb appeal to rental income and property taxes. But I have a feeling there's one crucial piece of the puzzle missing.
You're right on the money. No matter how much research you do on your own, nothing beats expert advice.
So true. Sometimes it feels like everyone expects us to be financial wizards when it comes to homeownership.
Yeah, it can feel overwhelming.
It totally can. But honestly, it's a complex world out there, and having a guide can make all the difference. What kind of experts should we be talking to?
Real estate agents, they're your MVPs. They live and breathe the local market, they know what buyers are looking for, and they can help you price your home right to get the most bang for your buck.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
They've got the inside scoop. Who else should be on our team?
A financial advisor is another valuable teammate. They can help you create a personalized financial game plan that fits your homeownership goals, your budget, your risk tolerance. They can guide you through all those tricky mortgage and refinancing decisions.
Okay, got it. So, real estate agent, financial advisor, anyone else?
Don't forget about mortgage specialists. They're the masters of securing those awesome loan terms and interest rates, which can really impact your equity growth.
It sounds like having this dream team on our side can help us avoid those costly mistakes.
Exactly. You're leveraging their knowledge, their experience to make smart decisions every step of the way. They're there to answer your questions, give you personalized advice, and help you navigate the wild world of real estate.
I love that. It takes the pressure off. This has been an eye-opening conversation. I'm already feeling more confident and equipped to make smarter choices about my home and my finances. Sean Carter's advice is gold, and your insights have really made it all click.
Awesome. Remember, knowledge is power. Now you've got the tools to make informed decisions about your home and your financial future.
Speaking of tools and resources, is there anything else we should keep in mind as we embark on this equity building adventure?
One thing I'd say is don't underestimate the power of patience. Building equity, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's about consistency, making smart choices over time, and letting those choices compound into big wins.
Right, so don't get discouraged if you don't see results right away.
Exactly. Stay focused on your goals, stay informed about the market, and keep making those strategic decisions that align with your long-term vision.
I'm feeling inspired and ready to take action. Before we wrap up part one of this deep dive, do you have any final advice for our listeners who are just starting out on their homeownership journey?
I'd say embrace the learning process. Homeownership, it's a constant evolution. There's always something new to learn, something new to try. Don't be afraid to ask questions, seek out advice, and experiment with different strategies.
That's such great advice. And I think it perfectly captures the spirit of this deep dive. It's all about exploring, learning, and finding new ways to achieve our goals.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And remember, building equity, it's not just about the financial gain. It's about creating a space you love, a place that reflects your values and your dreams.
That's beautiful. So if you're ready to dive into building equity, take Sean Carter's wisdom to heart. Make those smart choices, stay informed, and watch your investment grow, both financially and personally.
Now, before we move on to part two, I want to leave our listeners with a thought-provoking question. It's a question that Sean Carter poses in his article, and it's one that I believe every homeowner should consider. It's this: imagine you've decided to sell your home. What's the one feature that would make you most proud to show off to potential buyers?
Oh, wow, that's a really good question. It really gets you thinking about what truly adds value to a home.
Right, it's not just about the numbers.
No, not at all. It's about creating a space that you love that reflects your values.
Exactly.
For me, I think it'd be knowing my home is energy efficient. Like being able to say, hey, this home isn't just beautiful, it's also good for the planet, and it's easy on the wallet. That would feel good.
Totally. It shows you care about sustainability, being a responsible homeowner. It's a feature that appeals to both the head and the heart.
Yeah, I love that. This deep dive has really changed how I think about building equity. It's not just about making a ton of money. It's about making choices that feel good and contribute to a better future.
Absolutely. It's about creating a home that you're proud of, that brings you joy and security.
I'm so ready to get started. I want to dive into those upgrades and start building equity with a purpose.
That's the spirit. And remember, you don't have to do everything at once.
Right.
Start small, celebrate your wins, and enjoy the process.
This deep dive has been amazing. I feel like I finally understand home equity, and I'm excited about my home's future. Thank you so much for all of this.
My pleasure. And to everyone listening, remember, building equity is a journey, not a destination.
Ooh, I like that.
Enjoy the ride, make those smart choices, and watch your home become everything you've ever dreamed of.
And that wraps up part two of our deep dive. Okay, we're back for part three of this equity building deep dive, and I'm ready for that final thought-provoking question you mentioned.
All right, well, here it is. Imagine you've decided to sell your home. What's the one thing that would make you proudest to show off to potential buyers?
That's a good one. It really makes you think about what makes a home truly special.
Right, it's not just about the price tag, it's about the heart and soul of your home.
Exactly. Like, for me, I think it would be my backyard. I've put so much work into creating this peaceful little oasis with a beautiful garden and a cozy patio. It's where I go to relax and recharge, and I know buyers would feel that same sense of tranquility.
I love that. It's like you've created an extension of yourself, a space that reflects your passions and brings you joy.
This deep dive has been such an eye-opener. I'm feeling so inspired to keep learning and growing as a homeowner.
That's awesome. Remember, it's a journey, not a destination.
So true. And speaking of journeys, this has been an incredible one. We've covered so much ground today, from down payments and mortgage strategies to energy efficiency and curb appeal.
And let's not forget about the power of rental income and the importance of those property tax assessments.
Oh yeah, we tackled it all. Sean Carter's advice has been invaluable, and I can't thank you enough for sharing your expertise with us.
It's been my pleasure. I always love talking about home ownership and helping people achieve their dreams.
Well, you've definitely given us a lot to think about and a clear roadmap to follow.
Remember, building equity is about making smart choices that align with your goals and values. And it's about creating a home that you truly love, a place where you can thrive.
Beautifully said. To all our listeners out there, we hope you've enjoyed this deep dive as much as we have. Keep those questions coming, keep those home fires burning bright, and we'll catch you next time for another exciting exploration.